Yo, this is there's TheDukeo'Docce here, and I'm gonna talk to y'all about a. If you watch my videos, it might be a fairly familiar concept, and I bring this up a lot because I feel it gives really heightens the game played, and that's finding difficult and challenging settling points. Yeah, incredible conditions today. Yesterday it rained quite a bit, and there was hardly any wind on the day that it rained. However, in the days prior, when it was a lot more dry, a nice riffle set into the sand. You can see there's a couple areas where, with this wind, and I mean a decent amount of light, not too much though. It's not quite baking the sand, but it's starting the process of evaporation, and that water's moving down into the dune. So there are some dry spots, but it's not a skiff. A skiff hasn't quite set in yet. I'd imagine with a little bit more time, a little bit more wind, we might get a skiff. Anyways, long story short, we have some very, very fast, firm sand out there, and the light patches don't really mean much. To complicate matters further, I have a nice saddle with two sloping edges. There's a little bit of a backboard, but it's a dangerous backboard. I feel like it could pretty easily kick that ball left down the hill. So on this shot, speed is going to be key. I need to make sure I send a very calculated shot. Might even go for the popper or the plopper. I feel a little bit sketchy on the roll here. I feel like a roll could get away from me. And now to talk about the shot placement. If I didn't have the eye, and I was new to the game of bocce, I might send it into a collecting area. And we have two to the left and the right. And I have a bit of an issue with collecting areas, personally. I feel that they're too easy of a shot. If it's a group of people that are just getting used to the game of bocce, it might make sense, the game of Docce. But, for a league player as myself, I like to push myself with little saddle shots and whatnot. So, yeah, I'll take a couple stabs at it and we'll see. You can get to see kind of how difficult the shot really is. I'm going to move the tee placement slightly due to the fact that it was a little bit right in the way of the shot. So, popper once again. I'm aiming to shoot a pretty high shot with a good amount of backspin to have a really nice, slow, controlled release off of the bounce. Oh, and I just plugged the ball. A little bit too much backspin, or a little bit too high of a trajectory. I would have thought that ball would have popped out. But yeah, apparently not. So now I'm just going to go for a lower trajectory shot with the same amount of, with the same nice backspin to it. You can get a feel of how fast that sand really is. And that's about 30 yards to the left there. You can see that I landed the ball it looks like if you look at you can tell if the ball had any spin by the blast zone. And it looks like so you study the areas where the blast occurred, all the shrapnel of sand from the sides, and that'll tell you if the ball was torquing one way or the other. does look like a straight spin shot. So honestly, what I think happened there is I just threw it a little bit on the left side of the hill. This time I'm gonna go a little bit more to the right and see how that does for me. Oh, and I went left again, further even. Accuracy is key on this shot. I like that. Oh. Almost rolled out, but just rolled right back in. That ball almost was a plopper, but instead was a plug. Once again on that left side. Looks like this ball might have to hit into the right of the flag and then roll in left. A little bit more of a slope than I was anticipating right there. Now there's a set of riffles that might slow the ball down. Wow. Okay, so it looks like the settling pan is on that right side. I'm gonna go pause, grab these 3 balls that rolled off to the left, and then I'll take a few more stabs at it. This is gonna be my 3 last tosses into this pin. And just to recap, I had a problem going right at the pin or to the left. It does look like there's a nice slope that just sends the balls out. These are the 3 balls that I sent out before. My only successful shots were plugs, a shot that I wasn't going for, and releases that roll on the right side. That blue ball just barely caught it, so I think anywhere a landing zone between the blue ball and the green ball, somewhere in that lane, is going to be just about perfect. We'll see how it goes. And that was one of my problems on this, is shooting plugs that are almost ploppers. Much rather have a plopper here than a plug, that's for sure. There we go. It goes. A little bit to the right. I felt it might catch a riffle and just stop before that other blue ball. That's not a bad shot. Well, I'll definitely take that shot. It was a little bit to the right of where I was going though. That one's gonna plug. Yeah, just too high a trajectory. Anyways, yeah, that's a little bit of pin placement to make a challenging hole. As you can see, a very, very challenging shot right there. And oh, for those that are wondering, this is a Docce Rake, and I'll show you how it works. And this is for, like I said again, preserving a Docce course. I have a little settling pan over there. I put my bucket down in it, bucket pack. So we're just rolling some balls down there, and then keeping the course smooth with this thing. As you can see here, the sand was quite a bit softer, so this is going to be critical to patch in. It's nice to get in kind of hard, give it a nice little scoop, make sure that the holes are nice and covered. A little back and forth action. And then I just finish the sand off. Just with a nice gentle sweep. And it really is quite meditative. You can think of it kind of like those Zen gardens. The honest truth is that it increases the course of play, maintains that unmarred dune appearance, which is so pleasant to the eye. Once again, you're just going in with a rake and just giving it a nice little pass over. Stepping really lightly. I'm trying to keep my feet on the same plane as the sand. Rolling down the balls to the bucket down there. Raking is especially important in small areas of dune bocce play. Small areas and areas that are highly trafficked. Remarkable what this tool does. It really helps smooth out the course. And works both in wet sand and dry sand pretty well. Dry sand's a little bit easier to cover. Wet sand takes a little more time, but it's also a lot more worth it. Dry sand, the prints get covered up much quicker than wet sand. And that's pretty well covered right there. That's TheDukeo'Docce, and I'm signing out.